All right, good evening. Lesson 17, express measurements on length in terms of smaller units. So we're going back to those converting of measurements. Remember when we did kilometers to meters and centimeters to meters, and we used a special chart? Well, today we're going to be talking about inches and yards and feet and all that good stuff. So get ready, set, go. All right, well, what do you notice about the units on the spool of ribbon? Well, lots of times we're going to have them in different units, which they're called yards and feet. The number next to the yards is always going to be smaller than the number next to feet because there are more feet in yards. Yards is a bigger measurement than feet. Feet are smaller than yards. So the number is definitely be bigger in feet than in yards because yards is a bigger unit of measure than feet. I know it can be complicated, but we'll check it out. Keep practicing. Here we go. This is a meter stick. A meter is larger than a centimeter. When we talk about 1 meter, it's always equal to 100 centimeters. So the unit of a meter is always bigger than the unit of centimeters. 1 meter is 100 times as long as 1 centimeter. Here you see these paper strips. One of these paper strips is 1 foot long. And we know that how many inches long is in a paper strip? Well, we say it's 12 inches. But didn't I just say feet? And now I'm talking about inches? Well, yeah, because there are 12 inches in 1 foot. Inches is a smaller unit than a foot. A foot is larger. So you notice that there is a larger number with the smaller unit of measure, like 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. That's why the foot has a smaller number because it's a bigger unit of measure. 1 foot is 12 times as long as 1 inch. So we kind of have to remember these conversions because it will help us as we move on. 1 foot is always equal to 12 times 1 inch. Okay, here is a tape diagram. And in this tape diagram, you see it's all cut up into boxes. And we know that one of those boxes is 1 inch. And we know that this is all equal to 1 foot. So how much is it broken up into? Let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this would basically tell us, let's write this out, 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. Notice that this is a smaller unit of measure, and this is a larger unit of measure. And that's why this gets a bigger number, and this gets a smaller number. Okay, now we're talking about yards. 1 foot. Each one of those boxes is equal to 1 foot. But yet this whole thing is 1 yard. And when we're counting, we see 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. Remember, yard is a bigger unit of measure, so therefore it's going to get a smaller number. Feet is a smaller unit of measure compared to yards, and that's why it's getting a larger number next to it. All right, so now we're actually going to do a conversion, which we get some help here. So we have 3 feet is equal to how many inches? Well, this section right here, it's 12 inches. Another section is 24 inches. And the last one is 36 inches. So 3 feet is equal to how many inches? Well, that's 36 inches. Another way to help us out here, if you notice on the bottom, it keeps going up. And it's going up each section by 12. So we could actually say 12 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. We could say, by using multiplication to find a quicker way, is 36, because we're multiplying how many inches are there in 1 foot. See, each section here is 1 foot, 12 inches. And how many feet are we talking about? 3. There's 12 inches in 1 foot, and we're talking about 3 feet, so we would do 12 times 3, and that would give us 36. 6 yards is equal to how many feet? So here we have a little chart. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. 2 yards is equal to 6 feet. 3 yards is equal to 9. 4 is equal to 12. 5 yards is equal to 15. And 6 is equal to 18. So we see that 6 yards is equal to 18 feet. And we notice that it keeps going up by 3. Every time there is 1 yard, we're going up by 3. So we could actually use a shortcut, 6 times 3, because there are 3 feet in 1 yard, and we're talking about 6 yards. So that's how we would get 18. Deepa's necklace is 1 foot, 3 inches long. How many inches long is Deepa's necklace? Now we're talking about just getting inches. But now we have 1 foot and 3 inches. And we need to take all of this and get it into just inches. Well, we know that we have 3 inches here. So we're going to save that. This is the guy that we need to convert. Now we actually have to say to ourselves, how many inches is equal to 1 foot? This is a thing that we have to remember. We know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So now we need to take that 12 inches and add it with our 3 inches. So we have 12 plus 3, because they just want to know how many inches in total, and that's going to be 15. So it's 15 inches long. Okay, we have 4 yards, 2 feet is equal to how many feet? So now they want just the total of feet. This section we'll leave alone because it's already converted. It's 2 feet. This is the one that we have to convert. So we need to know how many 4 yards is equal to how many feet. Now we have to think of the conversion. How many feet is equal to 1 yard? Now, if you remember our conversion, 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. There are 3 feet just in 1 yard. So now we can take this conversion and multiply it with the 4. So 4 times 3, and that would give us 12 feet. And then remember, we have those 2 extra feet. So 12 plus 2 is going to give us 14 feet. Next example, 4 feet 7 inches plus 3 feet and 8 inches. This is going to be fun. So let's just put these all together. So I'm just going to put 3 feet underneath this one and 8 inches next to this one. All right, I'm just going to forget that, and we're going to add them up because we want the total. So we have 7 feet. 7 plus 8 is 15 inches. All right, but the thing is, this part, we can't leave like that because we know that in 1 foot there's 12 inches, so we're going over here. So we want to convert this and get this into feet. So we got to pull out the foot in this one, and we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So if that's the case, then we can add an extra foot over here to get 8 feet. And if we pull that 12 inches out, how much are we left with? Because 15 take away 12 would be 3. So we have 8 feet and 3 inches in total. What is Santa's favorite measurement in the metric system? Gotta find out by solving the next set of problems. 1 foot is blank times as long as 1 inch. There are how many feet in 9 yards? 2 yards, 1 foot is equal to how many feet altogether? Going to have to do some conversions. Beware. What is Santa's favorite measurement in the metric system? The centimeter. Very funny. All right. Have a good night, guys.